Someone just asked me a question and I took it down. Anyway, we're so excited to be here with you today and talk a little bit about one of the biggest issues we are all facing, especially around this holidays, is eating too much, drinking too much. And we've got a real big, um, I hear that sound. Do you hear that sound, anyone? Sounds like someone chewing on potato chips. Hopefully it'll go away. Anyways, I'm grateful that we're all here today and we're doing this live basically to empower and give everybody hope because we're all struggling with something, whether it be, obesity, belly fat, skin tags, psoriasis, all those things, inflammation, type 2 diabetes. And today, if you're listening to this stream here or you're watching us live, I wanted to let you know that you're not alone in this struggle. 93% of the world population is dealing with the struggle. So keep an open mind. We're going to kind of go over it today so you have a better idea of what it is. And then we're going to go and hear, you can hear from some incredible um, group of us here to share their stories, what's already happened with them on a protocol we're going to teach you about today and how you can reverse it totally natural without being on any kind of drugs or chemicals or anything. So just to get started, I'm going to share my page here real quickly, so you can see what insulin resistance actually looks like. Because I have to tell you, I've been in wellness for over 25 years, teaching people how to eat right, how to exercise. And it's not that they couldn't do it and they did it right for a while, but it wasn't sustainable. We end up going back to our old ways. And so if you take a look at this, can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, great. These are the root of today's health struggles. And there's many more, but I'd really like you to take a look at some of the symptoms here. And we are having some feedback. If someone has something else going, maybe turn the volume down because I can hear myself talking over there somewhere. Okay, thank you. Super. So here are signs of what insulin resistance is. Now, insulin resistance is when our body is has too much insulin coming in and too much high blood sugar levels. We become resistant to insulin. Insulin's not bad. It's actually good. We need it. But if we have too much of it, our body becomes resistant, and then we start developing some of these symptoms and also some diseases that are very prevalent nowadays. So kind of look at this circle here, um, you know, neuropathy, obesity problems, that belly fat, type 2 diabetes, which leads to diabetes, cancer, PCOS, the fatty liver. I mean, we here have already seen children that are as young as, my goodness, 9 years old that already have fatty liver, and it's not from alcohol. Trust me. So if you have frequent urination at night, you're constantly hungry, have cravings, fatigue, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, PCOS, erectile dysfunction. These are brain fog even. These are all signs of insulin resistance. And what's causing it is a lot of different things. It's our food environment. Everything is highly processed. Our foods have also been modified. I mean, our wheat, our vegetables, everything is supersized. I mean, if you look at what apples used to look like on wild apple trees, they're very small. Now our apples are this size. So everything has been modified and supersized. It's not our fault that we are struggling with this problem. And it's, like I said, 93% of the world population has it. The other thing, though, is it's our modern diet dilemma. And I was guilty of this. I used to teach people to eat, 3 meals a day and tell them that to keep their metabolism going, that they had to snack all day long too. Well, this is not true. By doing this here, eating breakfast as soon as we get up, and then having a snack in between, having lunch and snacking again, and more snacks, and then dinner and snacking, we never give our body a break. We constantly have our glucose elevated, which in turn elevates our insulin. And when that happens, our body has no time to have a break to actually heal itself and to turn into a fat burning mode. So what we've learned is to incorporate a little bit of meal frequency, not having so much food all the time, eliminated stacking, and eating maybe not, 3 meals a day. And we have some great tools we're going to share with you here today, which are really phenomenal. But just before I want to share here, I'm going to stop my share for a minute so you can see this page. I want to introduce our first guest here today. She's all the way from Mexico. Her name's Jennifer. She just got started on what we're going to teach you today by incorporating more fiber and eliminating eating all the time. So, Jennifer, why don't you turn your camera on so we can see you? And maybe if we have a bad connection, we might have to turn our cameras off. Jennifer, can you hear us? I think you're maybe frozen. I'm going to turn my camera off for this here. Let's turn our cameras off so Jennifer has clear. And Susan, if you can't do it, don't touch any buttons.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
Okay. Jennifer, why don't you tell everybody where you're from and what's happened with you so far on this protocol? We can't hear you. She's frozen. Just give her 1 second here. Vicki, can you turn your camera off too? Carolyn, if you can just turn your camera off for this part. It's really bad connection sometimes from Mexico. Can't hear her. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Jennifer, we can't hear her. Can't hear you. She turned her camera off too. Try now. Nope, not happening. Well, let me share my screen real quickly then. This is Jennifer, and it's unfortunate we can't hear her. But Jennifer just got started 2 weeks ago with her and her husband. And she's already her energy is through the roof. She's not eating as much. If you see her on Facebook, she's already been talking about it in our challenge group. The poofiness, the swelling, like how her poofy stomachs are gone, none bloating no more. And she got started herself, but then she got her hubby on it, and he's now using it too, and he's having the same kind of results. The thing that she shared, the biggest thing that she noticed right away, immediately, was their energy level. More energy, more no brain fog alert. And she has gone now and started really sharing with people already this because it's hard not to talk about something that is working so well. So I'm sorry, Jennifer, that we couldn't hear you, but we told your story a little bit. Everybody, you can turn your cameras back on so we can at least see everybody else. So no worries. We'll hear from her next time. This happens. Anyways, next I want to introduce, she's gone. I don't see you. Nikki, are you there? My goodness, I don't know what's happening. Vicky, turn your camera back on.
Do you guys hear me? I'm back. I'm
Oh,
back. I don't know if is there
yes, go ahead. Tell everybody your story. Oh, your
I'm
pictures.
so sorry, you guys. I'm right by my modem.
Okay,
Oh,
here we
great.
go. Tell everybody
Perfect.
what's
I'm so
happened with
sorry
you.
about my connection, you guys. I apologize. So for me, the first 2 days, I had major de-inflammation. I was so surprised because I'm healthy. I'm not taking any doctor medications right now. I figured I would have very minimal effects. Like it wouldn't do much for me. But I thought I would take it as an experiment to see how the protocol is so I could recommend it to other people. But as I was taking it, the first 2 days, my belly
Oh,
just went, and right away my ankles were less inflamed. I don't know, am I coming through, Monica? Can you hear?
yep, we can hear you. Keep going, girl. Oh, now we lost her. Let's see if we come back. If not, no worries. We heard it. Inflammation, big thing. So thank you, Jennifer. If you don't come back, we heard a very, very important thing. So this is what happens when you're in multiple countries. So thank you. Jennifer, thank you so much for sharing that. It means a lot. And, all of us are wondering what this protocol is. Hang tight. We're going to share it in just a minute. Next, I want to introduce a very special person in my life. He's now my husband, John, and he's been in a very high stress profession for most of his life. And he also had an accident early, almost a year ago. So, John, why don't you go ahead and share what's happened with you so far? And I'm going to share your picture in a minute too.
Hey, thank you so much, Monica, and hi everyone. As Monica said, we just got married this year. I'm really excited to be partnered with Monica on this metabolic health journey, as well as being my life partner and business partner. But I've had some magnificent results, and a little bit about my background. I've been battling obesity since I can remember. I started at a very young age. I was the chubby kid. I was the fat kid in school, and the trauma of dealing with that, of course, was not fun. But it's been a yo-yo dieting up and down all of my life. I've struggled with my weight, even into adulthood. And just recently, in 2023, I put on 20 pounds unexpectedly, just came on really quick. And I was going like, what's going on here? What is happening to me? And just a bit more about that. Aside from my overeating and addiction to food all of my life, I've also been addicted to alcohol. And alcohol will definitely sabotage your metabolic health in a heartbeat. It will creep up on you. You think you have it, and it takes you by surprise the effects of what it does as it's destroying all of your bodily systems. And I'm sure that contributed my weight gain in 2023, where I put on so much fluid weight. And so, as Monica alluded, last year, just about this time last year, actually, we were just in Costa Rica at the beginning of 2025, and I suffered a severe leg injury. I shattered my right femur, slipped on a wet surface, went down, and boom, required emergency surgery, metal implants. It was a mess. It was a colossal mess, and I've been immobilized most of 2025. Just recently started walking without a cane. And so in April, as I was recovering and immobilized, I was very much depressed. I was overweight, close to 200 pounds. I was mentally just depressed. I was suffering from a lot of anxiety, and I looked in the mirror, and it was just I just thought, wow, this is not me. This is not where I want to be, and this is not where I want to end my story in life. I want to pick it up and get healthy. And so I started the protocol in April, and I've had magnificent results since that time. It's basically, well, before I go into sharing some of the details, I just want to share that, again, metabolic dysfunction doesn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight for me. It took me all of my life for it to creep up. So it's a slow burn. And it's this major malfunction in the making that most people are insulin resistant and metabolically unhealthy, and they don't even know it. And so, again, a fact: 93% of Americans today metabolically unhealthy, and most of them are unaware of that. And so, and I was certainly unaware until I became educated and more aware of this dysfunction. And so in April, I started this protocol in earnest. I saw what other people, the testimonies that other people are going to share on this call as well. And basically, to add on to what Jennifer just said, one of the first things I noticed was the inflammation. I have arthritis. I had edema, swelling in my ankles, very severe edema, fatty liver, and arthritis and inflammation, all greatly reduced. I was just telling Monica this morning the arthritis on one of my fingers that was really painful back in April is all but gone now. I had stinging neuropathy in my right foot. It's gone. So those are some of the first telltale telltale signs that I was healing. Mental clarity and energy also was a big thing that happened to me right away that I began to see as I started intermittent fasting and getting into the ketosis state. It was just amazing, and I feel amazing.
And here's a picture.
My
You're seeing that.
A1C,
I'm sharing the picture. You see that, right?
yes.
This is amazing. I
I
mean,
hate
look
to
at this
share that, but that was me in
transformation.
April.
Yep.
Yep. And me in the wheelchair in Costa Rica. Yeah, it's been quite a journey in 2025. But as I was saying, the A1C also definitely improvement from 5.7, which is right at the pre-diabetic level. I'm now down to 5.3, which is in the normal range. My fasting insulin is now at 3, which is within the normal range. And as a byproduct, as you just saw, I'm down 30 pounds. I am down 30 pounds. And as you could see in that picture, it was the hard, visceral belly fat, is what I had. And it's gone. No calorie counting, no intense exercise. I couldn't exercise other than just recently I started being able to get out and walk. But this has just been transformational for me. And it's transformational for millions of people that have enjoying the same results I am.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, John. And I had your picture up there for quite a while. I took it down, then I put it back so people can see that. It's quite remarkable. So thank you very much. And when you're hearing from Jennifer and John already, you're probably wondering what exactly is this protocol? Just so you know, it's not a diet. There's no calorie counting, no medications, no restrictions. It's a science-based metabolic reset designed to restore your insulin sensitivity. And I have someone very special I want to introduce right now. So that's Vicky. And Vicky's going to share with you what the protocol actually is. And then we're going to hear for some amazing more stories. So hang tight. Don't go away. We're not finished yet. So here's a picture. I'm going to share the screen real quickly here of, whoopsie, just a second here. This is, whoops, there we go. This is Vicky before and after. And Vicky, why don't you tell your story and then you can explain the protocol. I'll pull up the slides in just a second.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Monica. I appreciate you having me on. And my story began it began long ago, as you can tell, with being overweight. I lost my husband and my mom within 10 months of each other. And that picture of me in the blue dress was about 10 months after I lost my husband in Hawaii with my cousins. And I felt very uncomfortable with myself, who I was. And it wasn't me. And I didn't really even want to go. But when I look back at this picture, now I can see why. Because I was grieving. I was overweight, obviously, and I knew that on my own skin. But I tried all different kinds of things, and I just could not figure out what was going on and why I couldn't lose weight until April of this year. I saw my friend Carolyn, who had shared on social media that she'd lost weight on this, and because she found out she had insulin resistance. Well, I had never heard of insulin resistance. I didn't know what it was, so I had to do some research. And so I reached out to her, asked her. She shared with me this amazing protocol, and it didn't take me any time to get started because I knew I wanted to be in better health because I knew I wasn't myself. I wasn't feeling good. And with all the grief and all the extra things that's going on. So I began the protocol in April, and April 24th to be exact. I started on it. I started losing inches. I started losing some weight. And mind you, this is not a weight loss protocol. This is a metabolic health protocol. And so I started losing. And when I did, I was letting Carolyn and I was letting Monica know what was going on. And they said, "We need your story." And I said, "Nope, not until I get my blood work done," because I was doing a study for the company, an A1C study. And so by the end of my 90 days, I went ahead, got lab work done, took it to my nurse practitioner. She looked at me when I walked in the room and she says, "Vicky, what are you doing?" And I said, I just smiled and I handed her my lab work that I had done. And she looked at me and she said, "Vicky, This is the best your labs have ever looked, and this is the best you have ever looked. Keep doing what you're doing. So that's what started my journey on this, sharing it with other people, because my mission is to help everybody feel better and get to the root cause. I remember asking my mom's doctor, my husband's doctors, what's the root cause of their issue? I could never get an answer. So they would never get to the root cause. And I am one of those people that are about natural, and let's get to the root cause of why we're not feeling good. Excuse me, why we're not feeling good. So I have found that, and I'm now down 25 pounds and over 12 and a half inches. And all I've done is stay on this amazing protocol. And it's just been a blessing. My labs, like I said, are all amazing. And I have energy and I have a real purpose again. And I feel so good. So thank you,
I,
Carolyn, for sharing it with me.
that's awesome. Well, you have a lot of energy. I can always tell that. It's awesome. So now you might as well take a chance here and share with everybody what the protocol is,
Oh,
so
wow.
we can learn about it. So go for it.
Okay, I'm happy to share. So what I'm doing, so this fiber has been missing out of our diet for a long time, as Monica mentioned earlier. Everything had been stripped out of it. So now we have something that's back in our system, and this is fiber again. And this little packet right here is our fiber, and it's a blend of 7 different types of insoluble and soluble um, fibers. And I mixed them up right when we started this video, and this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it on my camera? If you can
I'm
see this, this is what it looks like. And it's pretty thick.
pretty thick.
So you don't want to drink it like that. So the beauty of the balance, it's going to coat your stomach and make you feel good. And also it's going to, like I said, coat your stomach to keep your insulin levels from popping up. Monica, can we have the slide back up, please?
Absolutely. There you go.
That way they can see it. So
I,
anyhow, so what this product is called Balance, and like I said, it helps feed the gut microbiome to help reduce IBS, constipation, diarrhea, skin, anxiety, depression. And this is crazy. There's studies on it by the University of Sydney and the Cleveland Clinic. This one really blew my mind. Such a product, if taken regularly, could reduce cardiovascular risk on a population basis and potentially decrease the need and or dose for lipid lowering prescription drugs. This just blew my mind when I saw this.
me
So
too.
yeah, so anyhow, so that's our fiber, and it's going to make you keep your insulin levels and stuff from popping up. So yeah, so now we have something else, and that's going to be called what's going to help us fast easier. So this is called Unimate. The Unimate is a blend of yerba mate tea and chlorogenic acid and some other ingredients, and it helps our body naturally produce up to 67 more percent GLP-1 naturally. I am blown away with that because there's all those other synthetics out there and injections and whatever. We have something that's natural that benefits our well-being, supports our cognitive processes. It helps maintain endurance and stamina, and it helps with satiety. So you don't have those cravings and that snacking all day long. And it helps supports weight management, and it also produces the body's ketone production. And if you're wondering what the body's ketone production, what that means, it's when your body uses stored fat for energy. So if we're using stored fat for energy, this is going to help us lose the fat that's on our body that we no longer need. So anyway, so that's our system, and it's very, very simple to use. So this is how I use mine. I take and get up in the morning. I start out my day with a 16 to 24 ounces of a hot, I do hot, you can do it cold, of the Unimate. And you can mix that up with your water, sip on it for a few hours or through the morning, but you're not going to have breakfast. Because what does breakfast mean? Breaking your fast. I did not know that till I started on this system. So we're going to intermittent fast. So we're not having any breakfast. We're drinking this, like I said, keeping us from snacking. And then we're going to switch to another one after lunch. You may have lunch if you want to. And then after lunch, you're going to have another one just to help keep those snacks away and those cravings. And before your largest meal, that's when you're going to mix up the balance. And like I said, I mixed it up before we started. So you're not going to want to leave it sit there. You're going to want to mix it up and chug
It's
it.
so thick. Can you hold that up again one more time? Because it's really thick.
Yes, this is, can you see it? This is
Yep.
after it has sat here since we've been on this call. So that's how thick it is. So we know how it's coating your stomach. I wish I had some Metamucil here because I have seen where if you do the same thing with Metamucil, and I'm not saying, saying that's a bad thing. However, the Metamucil would just drip right off of here. Well, this is so thick. We know how it's coating our stomach and how it's helping us. So we don't
Yeah,
have those
because it
insulin
coats our
spikes.
food. Yeah, it
Yep.
coats the food. It's like a
Coats the
great.
food.
You were mentioning
Yes.
the Metamucil or Benefiber. Those are just to help you go poop.
Right. And so this helps. And like I said, so this has been a game changer. And the whole protocol has just been amazing. And I want to end with this. And what I love about this approach that it's super simple and it's real, real. These pictures that you're seeing here are just a few of the people who have had results. And you don't need to count calories, macros, and you don't have to be perfect. What you're doing is supporting your body so it can do what it was designed to do. So that's why people notice changes, not just in their weight, but they have energy, their digestion is better, and they feel like living again. So thank you, Monica, for having me on.
Oh, my pleasure. And you started sharing this. Why don't you introduce your sweet sister-in-law?
So when I started the system, like I said, then I started sharing on social media. So people started reaching out to me. And one of the first ones to reach out was my dear sister in law, Susan. Susan, I've been blessed to have in my life. Her husband and my husband, like I said, are brothers. And she lost her husband, Jim, in May before I lost my husband in July of 22. So we are both now widows and we're on this journey together and a mission to help people feel better. And Susan's going to share her amazing story with you now.
Thank you so much, Vicki.
Hi, my name is Susan Lowen, and like Vicki said, um, her and I were married to brothers, and we lost our husbands within a couple months of each other. I kind of like Monica, I was always considered myself a healthy person. I exercise. I've ran multiple marathons. I've ran lots of half marathons. I usually ran about 35 to 40 miles a week. And very rarely did I miss a run because even before Jim died, part of my life. And after he died, it was my therapy. And for the most part, I didn't really, I didn't really feel bad or gain a lot of weight right after Jim passed away. Um, Up until probably, I would say within the last year and a half, I hurt my back. I have, I've abused my back from running, and I have some discs that are uh, not very good shape. So it ended up being about 9, 12 months. I basically couldn't do anything. Constantly, your back hurts, and you get depressed because you can't do anything. You're trying to run a household, fix everything, do everything because you don't have a husband anymore. Um, and I don't know, it's like all of a sudden I would look in the mirror and this weight was just there in places that never was before. I didn't feel good. I had very bad stomach issues. Every time I ate, my stomach hurt gas, just feeling bloated all the time. I mentioned to Vicki one day, I said, I swear if I didn't know better, I'd say I was 5 months pregnant. And so I'm like, okay, something's wrong. And I talked to my doctor, and like everybody says, they tell you, oh, it's your metabolism, you're getting older, and da 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 da. And I too was preach to you got to eat the minute you get up in the morning, and you got to eat before you run, and you got to do this, and that's when I heard. That's all I did for probably 4 or 5 months was eat constantly, munching, but it wasn't good for me. And so, at my doctor's visit, I visited with her, told her my problem. She basically said it's your metabolism. She gave me a prescription for Prilosec for my gas, said it might work. My blood pressure went up, so she upped my blood pressure medicine. I take a small dose because I have Raynaud's syndrome. Yeah, I kind of got that. That came in February. The year Jim died. I have no idea what, but anyway. I'm hoping that maybe this protocol will maybe help that. It's a circulation thing. And so I left the doctor's office, and I don't know, I just happened to be looking on Facebook, and I saw the post that Vicky had thanking Carolyn about the insulin resistance thing. And so I called up Vicky, and I have my whole life to live, and I have to be able to live it feeling good. And I did not feel good, and it was not me. And for whatever years I have left on this earth, I want to be healthy, and I want to enjoy my life. And so I started on the system September 1st of 2025. To date, I have lost, well, now I've lost 23 pounds. I haven't really even been trying to lose weight. Other than
Congratulations. I have your picture too,
yeah.
so everybody can see it.
Oh yeah. Oh the cruise. Oh, I had so much fun. Anyway, so and I've lost inches. I wore a pair of pants that I bought. I think in September I had a doctor's appointment in Great Falls. Well, they fall off me. They're like way too big.
Had problem, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's kind of nice because it's like having a new wardrobe, which really isn't new. It's clothes I had, but I couldn't even get them up over my butt. And I'm not like, it's not about the weight thing, but it is, but it isn't, because when you feel good in your own skin, you just look better. You walk, or I don't know the right word to explain it.
No, you've done it. You've done it.
A joy about you. I heard that was in church this morning about joy, and I thought to myself, yeah, you just have this joy. It's just there. It's about God, and it's about, yeah. And I haven't got my blood work done yet, but I plan on doing that in the next month or so. I don't know. Like I've told Vicky, I've told you, this is the easiest thing I have ever done in my life. And I haven't, other than walked my dogs, I haven't got back to running because it kind of scares me in a way. I don't want to screw my back up again, but I walk a lot. Yesterday I shoveled many, many inches of snow. Oh,
We're
Lord.
coming into that season.
Oh, Lord. I'm like, oh. Anyhow, and I wanted to have my bottle and do a Zoom thing, but my look on my face probably would scare people. Anyway.
Well, anyways, I want to thank you so much for sharing that today. And what a journey. And we shared your picture just a minute ago. It's incredible. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for sharing your story. And I see you're watching the Broncos game. So we're gonna
thank you very much. You guys have introduced me into a life, friends, that I'll forever be blessed with.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And now I'd like to move on to, we hear from a lot of people, and then people say, well, what about some medical people that have medical experience? Well, we've got a very special, now she's a friend. We've known each other for quite a few years. It's Shawana. And not only she had over 25 years in the medical space, she's also been a wellness coach. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Shawana, and share with everybody kind of your take on all this and what's happened with you.
Thank you for having me, Monica. Again, I'm Shawana. Been in the medical field for 20 plus years. I've had my struggles. I was a yo-yo dieter, yo-yo lifestyle eater. That's what I call it. Um, I was never losing if I wasn't depriving, working out harder. Um, I would stop 4 or 5 months. I'm back. I'm back to square one again. Um, didn't know anything other than needing to lose weight. Thought that was the goal because that's what we've been taught. So for me, I was chasing on how I was looking on the outside as many of us. And in the medical space, you would think that we would know something other than that. And I didn't. As I've gotten older, some other struggles came. My sleep was deprived. Anxiety kicked in. I had no idea why this was happening, didn't understand it. So I've been on the protocol for over a year now. And I think it was 2 weeks in, I realized my sleep, my anxiety was down. The pain that I was having that I don't relate to age because I don't put age on me. Um, so and I'm like, okay, I don't even know what I was expecting on this. But when I saw the difference in me just from those two pictures, um,
Looks
there was
wonderful. You look awesome.
there
You
was
look
a one in between that, which I think a 4 weeks one, and that bloating was a lot less just in 4 weeks. Me not understanding that I was having gut issues, constipation, TMI, but okay, we're here. Um, and a lot of what we've been taught in the health field it's always been health. It's always been about weight loss. We weren't taught about metabolism. We weren't taught about insulin resistance. We didn't know. So a lot of what we've been taught has been wrong,
Mhm.
has been wrong. And we are in a place that 93% of us are metabolically challenged. So we have to unlearn. I'm now unlearning and just trying to help people understand what we've been taught we have to unlearn because it hasn't been working, apparently. So I come on here, I use these platforms to spread that. As I'm learning, I'm sharing. And my mom, she's on it. She's doing amazing as well. I just spoke to one of my older brothers. He's just been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. They have him on metformin. They have him doing the on the insulin. I just got off the phone with him right before I got on here with you guys, and I was like, "You have to get on this." I was like, because they have you on insulin now, it's just gonna make it worse. They introduced him to the not the metformin, the Ozempics and the Mounjaro. I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. So he's like, he lost the weight. He's like, I lost the weight. Why am I type 2 diabetic? I was like, exactly. You lost the weight. You're doing what you thought you were supposed to have been doing, but you weren't getting to the root of what was happening. That's why. I said, now you got your little sister here. I got you.
Good for you.
I got you. So yeah, I'm gonna send that out to him tomorrow. So yes, but and that's like proof right there. He's like, I lost 20 pounds. The doctor kept telling me I need to lose it. It's like, yeah, but it doesn't fix what's happened, what's happening. So,
Exactly. Plus
so
your mom, you showed us
yeah,
pictures. It's
yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah. She's doing squats. It's crazy. She's 72. She just turned 72. She's doing squats. She's walking up the steps. Something that she was having struggles doing. Um, oh, it's It's still here. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, hold
I
it
don't
right
know.
up to the camera. Yep, I can see it. Look at her go. How old is she?
72.
There you go. And she at first didn't
72.
want to try it, did she? But
No,
you
she
stuck
was
with
kind of
her.
hesitant, and I don't even know what made her do it. And she was struggling with sleep as well. Um, and she go doing her squat, something she
That's
couldn't even
awesome.
do. In her 50s, she wasn't squatting. She was having struggles. And look up, something she was
Well,
struggling to do, and she's off.
you're a good sister and a good daughter for
I'm working.
sharing it with your family.
Well, yeah, it's like if I found something at work and it's something so easy to do, why not share it?
Right
Why
on.
not share it? So
Well,
that's
thank
our
you,
story.
Shawana. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's very
Thank
inspiring,
you for
especially it
having me.
showed.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Your mom, what an inspiration. You should do some TikToks with your mom.
I know, I said that.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much. And Um, last but not least, I'd like to introduce Carolyn. She is herself a walking billboard, and I'll pull up your picture in just a moment, but really just share with everybody what this has meant to you. Go ahead, so floor's yours.
Thank you, Monica. Well, actually, my product story came about from a very savvy, smart businesswoman had kept my information and texted me about an opportunity. And if I wanted to, if the timing was right, if I wanted to earn an extra 5,000 a month. And I said no. But she did not know that my husband had passed away and I wasn't looking for anything, nor did I need to. But I'm happy enough to say that I was smart enough to say, what is that product? By the way, that savvy woman was Monica Newhan right there on the screen. And so I said, what's your product? And I'll always be grateful that she said a few words that caught my attention. See, she had been through something similar as me. She had lost her loved one and been a caregiver and then them passing just like with my husband, and it's been 2 years that he's been gone now, but just poor eating choices and drinking until you have tried so many things. And I looked in the mirror and it was just nothing short of sadness because I always cared about my appearance, just like everybody else here today. But it had really gotten out of hand. Actually, I got up to be quite large for my size. But Monica had said to me that she was insulin resistant. And I believe that in that text, talking about how it could address non alcoholic fatty liver. And I had been told that about it. I can't remember if it was 7 or 8 years ago, somewhere in there, that I had those two issues, but nobody ever told me anything about it. But I told her she could send me a video, and I learned about this science video. I was very, very impressed with what I heard. And I had told her I'd be willing to be a customer and but then I was a brat. I was a brat because I'm a taste snob, and if it tastes bad, I'm sending it back. She was very quick to tell me, "Don't worry, Carolyn, because you got a 90-day money back." And I thought, well, okay, because this kid will send it back. And I'm happy to say that on day 4, I felt fabulous. I couldn't believe it. I guess it's the chlorogenic tea that's in the yerba mate. I just loved how I felt. And on day 4, I was ready to do a power walk in the afternoon. And I thought, this doesn't even seem like me. And 2 weeks later, I actually was asking her some questions when I signed up a customer that was her doctor. That's when I said, if you pay the same as me, how do you get thank you checks? And that's another subject. But she said, I'll tell you about that one if you're ready. But so what actually happened for me, it's actually been 10 months now. But I've lost only a matter for myself of 20 pounds. That was at my largest in that with the darker hair. I was up to a lovely size 14 there. I'm back to a size 6 and about a 29-inch waist. But more than that, it's how I feel. And I had this tenderness in my legs that when you'd go to get manicure and pedicure, just massaging the legs just hurt so much. All that tenderness is gone. The last blood panel just came out beautiful with the non-alcoholic fatty liver. So I have purpose and joy and passion. And listening to my friends Vicky and Susan, I think we should be called the 3 wonder widows. We wonder how we could ever have this joy and happiness because it wasn't like that for a long time. And it's not just that we're just smaller women. We're healthier. And I think everybody on today's call, it's all about a mission for all of us. We want to bless people. If we can help them with with these two products, then that's wonderful. What can I say? So thank you, Monica, for reaching out and asking me if I wanted a business. And I'm grateful that I ended up saying yes to that too. So thank you.
Well, I am so happy that you're here and thank you for sharing your story. And these stories are like real life stories. That's the amazing part. And when you experience something that can change your health so drastically, it's hard not to talk about it. I mean, you have to share that with the people that you love and care, and that's all we've been doing. And that's why we're doing this so that we can reach more people to educate and give them an opportunity to change the course of their future health. Because we don't know we're sick until we're sick. We could be feeling great and all of a sudden something happens and we're sick and there's no turning back. And without our health, we have absolutely nothing. So, Carolyn, you made a really good point about the fact that when you tried it, I told you there was a money back guarantee. There's a 90-day unconditional money back guarantee. The only thing, we have this amazing fasting app that you get as soon as you order. And all you do is it reminds you when to take your stuff. And there's recipes on there. You put down when you eat and it shows you in your fasting state where you're at. If your body's healing, your cells are healing, it's really phenomenal. So you get that along with it too. But you know, we took our time on this Sunday to share this with you. If you recognize anyone here, and thanks, Jennifer, to you too. She's back there in the chat saying thank you. um, if you see us in this video, you reach out to us. We'll share with you not only the discount that we get, we'd love to share that with you, but get started and we'll walk you through how to use it and change the directory of your health in your life so that, we're not getting any younger, none of us, we can't reverse that, but we can live healthier. So that's a big thing. Carolyn, do you want to add anything before we close this off today?
Uh, Only that I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that this has come into my life health wise and financially. It's been a blessing too, because now 33 years, I have been involved with residual income, ongoing, possibly sometimes do it one time and get paid over and over again. But the concept of that is just so remarkable. People can eventually wrap their brain around that we really don't have anything to sell here. Yes, we take two products that can bless the socks right off of you. But what we have here is something to share. And if it makes sense to you, wonderful. We're going to lock arms with you and we're going to help you share with others so that you could get the same results that we have. So thanks for letting me share.
Well, thank you, everybody. You can unmute yourselves and say bye to the audience.
Hi.
And thank you for being here and taking time
Thank
out of
you.
your days today. We're so happy that I had you all here today. So thank you.